Man who pushes his levels of control, both mentally and physically, to the absolute limit as he regularly balances on the thin line between life and death.
Animals and humans react to acute fear in the same way. It's known as the fight or flight response. Under stress, our brain takes control of our body to make it avoid danger. And one of our most innate fears is the fear of heights. But that's not the case for the man I'm about to meet.
That's because Eskil Radansbakken has the ability to keep a cool head at the scariest heights and even do extreme acrobatics while his life teeters on the edge.
I've always been living my life more or less on the edge. I got my own limits.
Tomorrow, Eskil will demonstrate his complete control of fear by balancing upside down on this platform, face to face with a deadly 1,000-foot drop, something that would render most of us rigid with fear.
I have no idea how he can keep a cool head at such a scary height. I'm strapped to the helicopter and I'm horrified.
Is it possible that Eskil was born without a fear of heights? Or has he somehow found an off switch for fear? I want to find out what's going on in his body while his life is hanging in the balance. My mission to find real superhumans has brought me to Norway to investigate Eskil Radansbakken, a man who seems to have no fear of heights. I want to find out how Eskil appears to stay calm in situations that would paralyze most of us with fear. Since the dawn of man on the plains of the African savanna, humans have evolved to live with our feet firmly on the ground. Our brains are pre-programmed to be scared of heights, giving us clear warning signals whenever high up. I've arranged to meet Eskil at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology in Trondheim. In this experiment, scientists will measure Eskil's heart rate as he balances. This simple test will show whether Eskil has developed a superhuman off switch for fear.
Oh man. Oh man.
The experiment will monitor Eskil's heart rate as he balances upside down on a chair next to this 100-foot drop.
Whoa. That's enough.
I think I've always been very interested in people who could control their body in an extraordinary way or extreme way. If you let other people control you, you might do some mistakes that cost you the life.
Looking down from this height should raise a normal person's heartbeat from the average 72 beats per minute. So first, the scientists want Eskil to balance in the center of the roof, where they can measure his heart rate without any fear in sight.
All right, so we're in the middle of the roof. No fear of the ledge anywhere.
Before any balancing, Eskil puts himself into a meditative state. Then, as he maneuvers into position, the scientists monitor his heart rate.
All right.
Now it's time to see what effect the danger will have on Eskil's heart. I could hardly watch as Eskil positions his balanced platform with two legs hanging over the edge of the hospital roof. To do this part of the experiment, the hospital has insisted we use a safety harness.
So Eskil, you're not very happy about having to use a harness, huh?
No, not really. I'll do an exception for you today, since we're testing, but it's really against my principles. I never use a harness or anything like this.
Now, the scientists monitor Eskil's heart rate as he repeats exactly the same routine. but this time on the edge of the roof. The 11-story drop doesn't seem to bother him at all. For any average person, simply being at this height would trigger a fear response. This in turn would affect the nervous system, leading to involuntary shaking and sending their heart rate soaring. The heart rate data is taken back to the lab, and the two sets of results are compared.
What was it like when he was on the edge, and what was it like when he was in the center of the roof?
I couldn't see any difference between those two.
So, it was no difference to Eskil if he was on the ground or if he was on the edge of the 11-story building?
Not from these data.
Wow.
Well, I would think that my heart rate would be much higher on the edge of the roof.
Yeah, well, I would just peek over the edge, and I could feel the butterflies in my stomach, so I know something was physically changing with me, and I didn't even have to do anything.
Well, that's you and me. He's different.
Yes, he is different,
Having scientifically proven his ability to switch off fear, I'm now on my way to witness just how far he can push this incredible superpower. Eskil is about to balance on a stack of chairs, just inches from a 1,000-foot drop.
Eskil, this is the real deal. No safety harness, no net, and now you're 1,000 feet up. You feel comfortable? You ready to do this?
I'm definitely ready. The reason why I chose this location is because I'm actually beyond the mountain, so there is a free fall when you fall. It's not like a peak where you just fall a few meters. And the feeling of flying is very, very important in the challenge itself.
I mean, everybody's afraid of heights, and you're just doing it to the extreme. Are you scared of anything?
Not really. When you reach a point in life where you're not afraid of dying any longer, you really start living, and I feel well rooted.
So Eskil claims to have conquered his fear of death. And with what he's about to do, dying is a real possibility.
This is so dangerous for Eskil, he can't afford to have a distraction. So I have to stand over here, in the safest spot we could find. To get the proper vantage point, I have to stand close to the edge. It's 1,000 feet drop. I've seen a lot of crazy things in my life, but I've never seen someone go to such extent to risk their life. You can actually see the chairs wobble as he stacks them. Unbelievable.
It's incredible that at this height, with no safety harness or net, Eskil is in complete control. The fear response in every person on the planet doesn't seem to be in his DNA.
I'll continue doing this as long as I'm alive.
Eskil's death-defying head for heights is breathtaking, and as his life hangs in the balance, his incredible feats seem even more superhuman. Daniel's done it. Once again, he's proved superhumans are out there. I know there are more, and you can bet we're gonna find them.